2009 में सैनी ग्रुप ने भारत में अपनी कंस्ट्रक्शन मशीन्स बनाना शुरू किया। सैनी ग्रुप ये मानता है कि गुणवत्ता से बदलाव लाया जा सकता है जो दुनिया को बदलता है। इस मुख्य मिशन को ध्यान में रखते हुए हम व्यवसाय और समाज में अपने योगदान के हर पहलू की गुणवत्ता के प्रति अपनी ऊर्जाओं और संसाधनों के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं। सैनी इंडिया सुविधा आधुनिक मशीनरी से सुसज्जित है जो उच्चतम स्तर की सुरक्षा और उत्पादों की गुणवत्ता को सुनिश्चित करती है। सैनी इंडिया भारत में मिट्टी के काम, सड़कों, लिफ्टिंग, ड्रिलिंग, कंक्रीट, खनन, बंदरगाह उपकरण और पवन ऊर्जा के क्षेत्र को पूरा करने वाला सबसे व्यापक उत्पाद पोर्टफोलियो प्रदान करता है। गुणवत्ता की अथक खोज ने सैनी इंडिया को पिछले 4 वर्षों से क्रेन और पाइलिंग रिग के क्षेत्र में नंबर 1 स्थान पर बनाए रखा है। सैनी इंडिया समय समय पर इस बेहतरीन लाइन को आगे बढ़ाने और बिल्कुल आरंभ से प्रारंभ कर एक सफल कहानी लिखने में सक्षम है। एक कहानी जो एक साधारण से असाधारण की ओर जाती है।
So my name is Dimitrov Krishnan, President of Indian Construction Equipment Manufacturers Association, and it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the plenary session with Adarni Mantri Mahoday Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, under whose guidance we have in the industry have taken the plunge towards adoption of sustainable and alternative fuels. Adarni Mantri ji, esteemed officers of the various departments of Government of India, my dear colleagues in the construction equipment industry, colleagues from the biofuels industry, and all participants of this significant milestone event on Indian construction equipment industry's roadmap for biodiesel adoption. First and foremost, my best wishes to all of you on the eve of India's 73rd Republic Day. And as we celebrate this day tomorrow, it's a great opportunity for us to commit ourselves for the future of our country and by adopting sustainable means. Gadkari ji, we in the construction equipment industry are very grateful to you for joining us and encouraging us. Despite your recent health challenges, you have committed your time and you have really made it to this event. I would like to thank you on behalf of the entire industry for making this happen. With regard to the pandemic, we would like to also commend the great work that the government has done, and the Indian CE industry stands with the government in this crisis. We are very sure that under the able leadership of our Prime Minister, the nation will soon get over this crisis and come out stronger. And we are very sure that the economic impact of it will be very minor. Sir, your support to the CE industry has been enormous, and we are truly humbled by your commitment towards the growth of construction equipment industry. Of course, the recent quarter has been a little bit of a slowdown for the industry, but we're very sure with your support, the road construction activity will pick up faster, and many other construction activities post the state elections will pick up, and we are sure the industry will bounce back very strong in 2022. Sir, coming to the topic of today, the immense focus on climate and emission reduction related commitments has motivated leading companies in diesel intensive sectors such as mining and construction, which drive the industry demand, to make pledges towards net zero commitments by 2050 and pursue significant reductions by 2030. The Government of India's announcement and pledges made at the recently concluded COP26 summit at Glasgow has given a thrust to many Indian companies also to make such commitments and pledges. The government's initiative to encourage generation of biofuels from urban, industrial, and agricultural waste and their use for fuel and thermal application in industries and transport is truly commendable. We in the CE industry are highly appreciative of the Government of India's efforts to create an enabling environment for adoption of biofuels through policies and adopting a multi-pronged approach to promote the use of bioenergy. I am also very pleased to state that construction equipment industry, through the ICEMA Vision Plan 2030, which we released in December 2020 by your own hands, sir, set itself a target of becoming increasingly sustainable and green. Over the last 2 years, we have made large investments to enable the transition towards CEV4 emission norms, which came into effect last year. We are also working with your office for introduction of the CEV4 norms for off-highway equipment, which is still unregulated. Sir, we know that biodiesel can help India reduce its dependence on oil imports and enable the country achieve the target of 5% blending of biodiesel in diesel by 2030 as envisaged under the National Policy on Biofuels in 2018. We in the industry, CE industry, are exploring this alternative fuel in all earnestness. Many engine manufacturers have confirmed that the engines prior to CEV4 are compatible up to B5, B7. While the industry works towards a suitable adoption of B7 on engines of stage 4 and beyond, immediate adoption of B7 on pre-stage 4 emission machines may be looked into. Some of the manufacturers have also confirmed the use of B20 already today. While manufacturers are making substantial investments in research and development to work towards this vision, successful introduction and adoption of biodiesels for construction equipment vehicles would also require collaborative partnership across the entire fuel and equipment value chain. We are very pleased and encouraged by the support and positive response of various stakeholders to this biodiesel summit, which has been happening since yesterday. And prior to that, we had working group meetings. We have participants from and support from various government departments, various industry associations, including the Biodiesel Manufacturers Association, and supply chain stakeholders across the spectrum today. Sir, under your guidance, we formed 3 working groups earlier this year to work on a roadmap for the biodiesel adoption in CE industry. In order to resolve the potential challenges of uncertain demand, lack of emission standards, and limited R&D funding, these working groups deliberated on 3 areas. Number 1, the technology and regulatory landscape with regard to this. Number 2, fuel technology and supply chain. And number 3, the ecosystem required for nurturing biodiesel demand for construction equipment. So these working groups were led by my colleagues from the ICEMA Governing Council, along with the ICEMA Secretariat and our knowledge partners BCG, and also our partner like Biodiesel Manufacturer Association, to outline a roadmap that will help build an ecosystem for biodiesel adoption. The summit was organized to discuss the draft roadmap, gaps in the ecosystem, and the opportunities for CE industry to contribute to carbon neutrality. After this welcome address, I will invite my colleagues to present the draft recommendations of the working group. And then, sir, based on your guidance and feedback, we will finalize the roadmap after today, which will also incorporate all the stakeholder inputs gathered during the summit deliberations yesterday and today. Sir, lastly, XCon exhibition is being arranged at Bangalore from 17 to 21st May 2022, as per directions from you. And we as an industry are pledging to display several machines using biodiesel blends at this expo, which we would like you to inaugurate at the event in May at Bangalore. With that note, let me now request the Secretariat to share the working group slides, and I shall present the report from the working group 1, which is in the area of technology and regulatory implications of biodiesel adoption for CVs. So in the deliberations of the working group 1, there were 2 areas largely explored. One was technological feasibility, and the second was fuel technology and quality. On the technology feasibility, one thing that came out very clear is that there is great potential to use biodiesel blends in low to moderate proportion of B7 and B20. Several manufacturers have approved fuel use in these blend proportions on existing technology. Sustainable usage at levels beyond B20 still needs to go through further testing and research though. Of course, there are certain concerns related to sustainable use, particularly with regard to the fuel specification standards And also at higher blend percentage, how can we manage the increased NOx emissions and poisoning of the after treatment catalyst? In the area of fuel technology and quality, the source or the feedstock of biofuel is a key determinant of fuel quality and cold weather operability. So this is one area that needs to be addressed. We need to work closely with OMCs, oil marketing companies, and plug the fuel into their supply chain so that we can get quality assurance. We also came to know that B7, B20, and B100 are already notified by ARAI for automobiles, and for CVs, B30 is under considerations. So the recommendations from the working group 1 were 3 or 4. Firstly, to expand the inedible oilseed source base to a wide range of species, especially ones which contributes to lower NOx emissions while ensuring similar performance characteristics. This one, I'm sure, will be deliberated more in the working group 2 as well. Establishing the right fuel standards and roadmap for a long-term availability of biodiesel is needed. Close partnership between relevant stakeholders for simplification and certification approval process to encourage biodiesel adoption without any compromise on regulatory needs. In this regard, particularly, we believe that for the existing machine population, close to 1 million plus machines that are operating, there is a possibility to adopt usage of these fuel, and for which regulatory bodies like ARAI, ICAT, manufacturers like us, and biodiesel manufacturers can collaborate and reduce the cost implication on all the three stakeholders so that a faster adoption can be encouraged. There was, of course, needs to be an investment scale up by OEMs for new potential solutions, but also OEMs need to support warranty while customers use biodiesel blends. So these were the key recommendations from the working group 1. With that, I would like to now invite Mr. Saurabh Dalela to present the working group 2 debottlenecking of biodiesel supply and availability. Mr. Saurabh Dalela, please.
Thank you, Krishnan. Honorable Minister, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, distinguished panelists and my friends and colleagues. सबसे पहले 73वीं गणतंत्र दिवस की पूर्व संध्या पर सबको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। सर, हम लोगों ने वर्किंग ग्रुप 2 में, मेरा नाम सौरभ है और हम लोगों ने इसके ऊपर डी बॉटलनेकिंग, बायोडीजल सप्लाई एंड अवेलेबिलिटी पे डेलिब्रेशंस किए हैं और दिस प्रेजेंटेशन इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 पार्ट्स। करंट स्टेटस क्या है और हम लोग के कंसर्न्स क्या हैं और इसको हम किस तरह से खत्म कर सकते हैं, दूर कर सकते हैं। करंट स्टेटस में सर ऐसे है कि लास्ट 2 डेकेड्स में करीब 50 SMEs हैं जो कि इस बायोडीजल के इकोसिस्टम में काम कर रहे हैं एंड द सिचुएशन राइट नाउ इज कि करंट यूटिलाइजेशन इज ऑफ द ट्यून ऑफ 25 to 30% और ये आंकड़े 2019-20 के हैं एंड प्राइमरीली दिस इज लेड बाय द फीडस्टॉक अवेलेबिलिटी जो इसके इश्यूज है रिलेटेड ऑफ द अवेलेबिलिटी एंड आल्सो जट्रोफा का जो यूजेज हम लोग प्लान कर रहे थे एंड आल्सो इनएडिबल ऑयल seeds from the non-arable lands. This also has proved to be untenable. So if we want really on the long run, जो recommendation है 2030 जिसका जिक्र President ICEMA श्री कृष्णा जी ने भी किया, उसके लिए I think हमारा capacity जो है करीब 3.5 से 4 गुना होना चाहिए on a long term. करंट कंसर्न्स जो है उसमें सर बायोडीजल प्राइसिंग मैकेनिज्म जो है जिसका सबसे ज्यादा लेना देना करीब 75 से 80% लेना जाना फीडस्टॉक क्वांटिटी एंड उसके इंपोर्ट से रिलेटेड है एंड स्पेशली द फ्लक्चुएशन इन द रेट्स ऑफ पाम ऑयल प्राइसिंग फॉर एग्जांपल एंड अदर इनपुट्स एंड लेस कॉम्पिटिटिव क्रूड ऑयल लेवल्स, इससे लेना देना है। सेकेंडली, द करंट सिचुएशन ऑफ ब्लेंडिंग is that only the oil market companies are allowed to do this. I think in the long run, this has to be more and more widespread and probably the blending needs to be given to more and more people so that, you know, jitna closer ecosystem ke hoga blend karne wale, utna hi end user ko quick और effective फायदा रहेगा use करने का इस biodiesel के। So overall recommendations, sir, are as follows. Feedstock production programs across a large set of Indian states involving the right ministries जो है उसको हमें तुरंत शुरू करना चाहिए, स्पेशली फीड स्टॉक के चारों तरफ हमें काम करना होगा अलॉन्ग विद कृषि मंत्रालय. Also build focus on used cooking oil and animal fat tallows as alternate feedstock source. थर्ड इज कि बायोडीजल एंड जो रिलेटेड आइटम्स है उनके जो रॉ मटेरियल्स हैं इसके ऊपर जो एक्सपोर्ट्स का है इसको थोड़ा सा रेगुलेट करने की जरूरत है. दिस इज व्हाट द ग्रुप थॉट as a part of the deliberation, and also investments would be needed for large scale biodiesel refineries and distribution networking. Scientific structure mechanism of the pricing so that there is no too much of fluctuation in the overall pricing, and also there's a need of incentivization, subsidizing, or maybe some programs related to encouraging this, so that people are more and more encouraged in local pockets of mines and quarries to use these biodiesels. So with this, I would pass it on to Dr. Akhilesh Saraf, who is the president of Biodiesel Manufacturer Association of India, and we firmly believe that it is a program that has to be deliberated in partnership with the key stakeholders, and Biodiesel Manufacturer Association of India is a very key partner to us. So with this, I give it to Dr. Akhilesh Saraf. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Saurabh ji. Respected Honorable Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari ji and other esteemed colleagues, panelists, participants who have shared their views on biodiesel during the summit. As President of BMI, I thank ICEMA arranging this biodiesel summit. There's a few issues being faced by the biodiesel industry, and I would like to take this opportunity to address the main issue of feedstock, supply chain, and pricing. But before that, I would like to stress upon the importance of the biodiesel industry as a contributor of national building. And it has the potential to contribute to make India self-reliant and uplift rural economics, and that it should not only be looked as a substitute tool to cut cost. Biodiesel always look as a cut cost pricing concern. As per the emission database for the Global Atmospheric Research report, India emits about 216 crore metric ton of the carbon dioxide per annum, which is costing India at least USD 21,000 crore per annum. It's very huge. We have prepared a roadmap showing how utilization of biodiesel as a 10% blend, along with cultivating of oilseed as an energy crop, can reduce carbon emission of 28 crore metric ton per year. The great emission reduction alone justifies the immediate value attention from the government and the proactive support to initiate the action plan as the need of an hour. The initial year, we are the feedstock availability related issue, but now those issues have been overcome. Varied feedstock, palm stearin, fatty acid, animal tallow are available in the large quantity, but we are importing as well. And some of the raw material like used cooking oil and tallow are exporting also. So we have to be, as Atmanirbhar, we have to look at that. Are available in the large quantity. Biodiesel manufacturer immediately ready to supply a higher quantity of the biodiesel to correct dynamic price, that on the feedstock basis pricing. The biodiesel industry need to be given a push by ministry to ensure that the investment made and job create are protected. As the OMCs are pursuing and pushing to be create the more biodiesel unit and all, so that's why. Regarding the used cooking oil, on 20th of January recently, on 2022, FSSAI has issued an order with direction of removing the provision of not permitting topping up of used cooking oil with fresh oil, which now have a big impact on the availability of the UCO, should not be treated as a main feedstock. Immediate focus be given on other available raw material only. Today, there is a significant price difference between the buying price and manufacture price. Current it's based on the current raw material prices. The biodiesel selling price can be reduced up to the rupees 43 per liter over the next few years by implementation of plan as have been detailed in the BMI white paper, because we have been submitted white paper as a roadmap of industry to IOM, to MOPNG and all concerned ministry to be pursued, take the action plan on the holistic way. For next 15 years, the growth of the biodiesel industry of India. White paper lists out the detailed following: arrange feedstock, biodiesel, sustainable agro practices and growing energy crop, ensuring availability of biodiesel, correct market-driven prices, bringing together various stakeholders like e-manufacturer, OMCs, railways, transport, defense, agri, other of the biodiesel industry in India through various schemes of being proposed by BMI. Sale of the high quality biodiesel and eradication of sale of spurious fuel is a big issue of the spurious fuel. They are spoiling the biodiesel name as well in India. The most importantly, a vision of making India a forerunner on renewable energy on the global scale. BMI team is committed to take all steps to ensure these goals are achieved and to ensure national building and for the biodiesel industry to grow, sustain and flourish. Shri Nitin Gadkari Sahab is a great visionary and has ideas have encouraged us to do more good for the overcome benefit of the nation, which has also elaborated in our white paper, and we thus kindly and humbly request his valued direction and guidance in assisting us to achieve our goal for the biodiesel industry of India. BMI's manufacturers, members and core group of BMI are ready and willing to support for this cause in any way as may be required. Wishing a very happy Republic Day ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Saraf. Let me lastly invite Mr. Subodh Kumar, ex-advisor from Indian Oil Corporation, who was chairing the Working Group 3 on nurturing and sustaining biodiesel demand for CE vehicles from an end-user industry perspective. Mr. Subodh Kumar, please.
Thank you, Krishnan ji. Namaskar, sir. Very good evening to you. And sir, ये तीसरे ग्रुप में जो बायोडीजल जो कंस्ट्रक्शन इक्विपमेंट और माइनिंग इक्विपमेंट के जो यूजर है उनके बारे में चर्चा हुई थी, उनसे बातचीत हुई थी और उनके जो मेजर कंसर्न्स थे वो था एक कि क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट अवेलेबिलिटी और बराबर उसको मिलना, साल भर कंटिन्यूअसली मिलना, ये एक कंसर्न आया था। दूसरा हुआ था कि इनको जो ओरिजिनल इक्विपमेंट सप्लायर्स हैं तो उनकी वारंटीज होती हैं, वो सब जनरली उनकी वारंटीज में लिखा रहता है कि फ्यूल जो है वो डीजल फ्यूल होना चाहिए, तो वो करेक्ट करना होगा। उनकी वारंटीज में बायोडीजल का भी एक स्कोप लिखना पड़ेगा कि अप टू 7%, अप टू 10% या अप टू 20% जो है कितना बायोडीजल यूज कर सकते हैं, सो दैट द वारंटीज आर नॉट अफेक्टेड। तो इसमें तो दो ये कंसर्न हो गए, एक तो हो गया बायोडीजल मैन्युफैक्चरर्स से कि क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट एंड बराबर अवेलेबिलिटी। जो इक्विपमेंट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं उनसे ये एक्सपेक्टेशन था कि उनकी वारंटीज वगैरह इंश्योर हो जाएंगी। और सबसे बड़ी बात सर वो जो गवर्नमेंट से मांगना चाह रहे थे और आपके सामने हम रखना चाहते थे उसमें कि कुछ उनको रिबेट या डिस्काउंट या जीएसटी में कुछ छूट। वैसे तो बायोडीजल पे अभी जीएसटी सर 12% से 5% हो गया है, लेकिन ये डायरेक्ट सेल के मामले में अभी भी 12% ही है, तो वो सब कुछ छूट वगैरह की उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट है। सर मैं अब ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लूंगा, हम आए हैं सर सुनने, आप लोग आपको सुनने आए हैं, तो मैं बस यहीं पे स्टॉप करूंगा सर। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
Thank you, Subodh Kumar ji. Sir, these are the 3 working group papers with the recommendations, and हम लोग इसको compile करके we will definitely submit it to the ministry in detail. And with this, I would like to invite Shri Nitin Gadkari ji to address us and all the listeners across all channels. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. Mr. Krishnan, President of ICEMA, Mr. Subodh Kumar, Mr. Vivekanand, Mr. Suresh Dalale, Dr. Akhilesh Saraf, all distinguished guests, dignitaries, colleagues of industries, and all my dear friends. I am delighted to be speaking virtually with you all, and I congratulate the Indian Construction Equipment Manufacturers Association for organizing a summit on theme roadmap for the adoption of biodiesel for construction equipment vehicles. I am giving my special thanks to all of you for taking interest and taking initiative for this important, actually this is one of the historical and important thing for the country. Because of diesel, we are facing a lot of hazardous pollution. And exactly the contribution of road construction, the equipment we are using, we are consuming maximum diesel and creating pollution. That is really a big concern for the country. Friends, climate change is a matter of grave importance, and now is the time to act upon it. Recently, our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji announced at the COP26 Climate Change Conference in Glasgow that India would achieve net zero emission by 2070. We have put forward a 5-point climate action plan under which India has committed to increase non-fossil fuel energy capacity to 500 gigawatts, and we have also committed to meet 50% of our energy requirements from renewable energy, reduce carbon emission by 1 billion tons, and bring down the economy's carbon intensity by less than 45%. Friend, this is a huge goal, but it's very much possible. It will require us to take this as a personal responsibility on our shoulders, and we will all need to have a strong commitment and sincere contribution towards a livable and sustainable society. All the sectors of the industry, including the construction equipment sector, which contributes to the construction and mining industry, needs to come together to achieve this target. Your role in particular is very critical in reducing carbon emissions and reducing the carbon intensity of our economy. Right now, the diesel is the single largest fuel that is used in this sector. Unfortunately, it is the most significant contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, and it emits about 71 kilograms of carbon dioxide per gigajoule, and which is the highest among all available fuel types. I have noted that approximately 40% of India's diesel consumption pertains to all of road use, such as agriculture, construction and mining and shipping and rail, industry heating and generator sets. Of this quantity of construction and mining related diesel demand is estimated at approximately 4 billion liters annually. The majority of this is attributed to the use of construction equipment vehicles. Further, the cost of diesel is almost in the range of 100 rupees per liter, which is a burden on contractors and developers. Currently, we are also importing nearly 85% of our crude oil requirement, which amounts to rupees 8 lakh crore annually, and this is a huge burden not only on the economy but also on the society and environment as a whole. In addition, our energy demand is also dependent on 53% for gas and 24% for coal. And even we are also importing coal also. In the construction sector, fuels like diesel are extremely hazardous from the emissions point of view, and there is a pressing need to make the air in our cities clean, and construction activities are usually a huge source of air pollution. We must work on the substitution of diesel with alternate fuels, both from the perspective of reducing hazardous emissions and cutting huge import bills. I myself have been pressing for the use of alternative and biofuels such as bioethanol, CNG, and biodiesel and electric in the construction equipment space, and these fuels are import substitute, cost-effective, indigenous, and pollution-free fuels. I congratulate companies like JCB, which have taken an initiative by launching backhoe loader, which operates on a mixture of CNG and diesel. I had the opportunity to launch that vehicle a few months ago. We now have a push our R&D efforts to develop engines that run on 100% CNG and bioethanol, as these fuels will directly provide benefit to farmers and rural economy. I just want to ask you one question which can be easily, people like you can resolve the problem. One is, whatever the capacity of diesel engine which you are using in the construction equipment, if the same engine of the same capacity, if you can replace by petrol, and by petrol if you can make flex engine, then there is a choice that you can use 100% petrol or 100% bioethanol. I'm just giving an example. Just 1 month before, I received a delete from Mahatma Jyotiba Phule University in Rahuri in Maharashtra, where I received the delete. That time I visited the department of the University Agriculture Engineering Department. They manufacture a drone. So I just asked them, What is the cost? They were telling me 8 lakh rupees. So immediately I suggest them, why you are not making flex engine, using flex engine, petrol engine. And now one of the company from Coimbatore, they have started to make flex engine where we can use 100% bioethanol. The ethanol rate is 62 rupees and the petrol diesel rate is 100 rupees and the lithium ion batteries cost is very high. Now one of the Russian scientists already given me the presentation by which the calorie value of ethanol and petrol. Now there is a difference because 1 liter of ethanol, 1 liter of petrol is, as far as caloric value is concerned, is equal to 1 liter 200 ml of ethanol. So now the technology is available. I'm going to present it to the petroleum minister and the expert and the chairman of oil companies that we can increase the caloric value of ethanol. So it's a simple question. In place of diesel engine, if you can make the petrol engine, now in the majority in the country ethanol is available. So the diesel rate is 100 rupees and ethanol rate is 62 rupees. 40 rupees saving is there. So it can be possible. So I request you that why you cannot think on the line that make a petrol engine, flex engine. And already in the automobile sector, the Toyota, Honda and Suzuki, those who have 65 to 70% share in the market, they have already accepted that they are going to launch their flex engine in the market. And that flex engine with electricity, just like that Camry car from Toyota, 40% of electricity. So hybrid, the flex engine with the electric. So it can be really give a good, it's a pollution free and economic cost effective. So this can be a good thing where it can start. Now I am not talking you as a minister, but I am talking you because I am doing a lot of experiments. In my 3 sugar factories, we are using now 40 to 50,000 liter of biodiesel per day. And we are adding 50% diesel in the trucks and tractors. There is no problem. Even you can take the experiment in your own factory to add, there is already ARI approved 30%. But if we can use it 50%, I feel that there is no problem. Only the thing which we need the cooperation from you. There is an air filter from the Bosch company. And that paper filter which you can add to your machine, there will be no problem using 100% biodiesel also. It is successfully doing, all the people are doing and market is doing. And people are taking, in my own sugar factory, I am also using that biodiesel. So there is no problem. It is the game related with demand and supply. The present rate of diesel and biodiesel, the rate is 20% rupees less. So economics is there, economic viability is there, people are going to use it. If you can give this option to the road contractors by using biodiesel, which is not a very, very difficult task. I am just requesting all of you, just you go in one engine with changing that air filter, just paper filter, air filter, if you can, I don't know exactly that, but if you can change it, there will be no problem. You can use 100% biodiesel in your plant, at least 50%, there is no problem. And ARI is already approved. We can make the standards for that. Already 50%, 30%, we have already finalized the standards. So first of all, using of biodiesel is a great support to the contractors because the diesel rate is very high. So there is the economics. You don't need to advocate anything, don't need to marketing it. People are doing it. I'm giving you the example. In my area, in Chandrapur district, now there is already the one work has started for coal mines. And they have got all type of machine, and now there is a one pump, which is diesel pump, and now I am suggesting to use one pump as a biodiesel pump. So they can add 25-30%, there is no problem. You can add in your factory 30%, there is no problem. Only the problem of that air filter, it's a very, very small thing. Even you don't need to increase the cost of your machines. If you can change only that, it can be possible to use biodiesel. First of all, I will request you, let us try for it. Already people are doing it. In my own factory now, only the problem is that when the temperature is less than 15 degrees, then there is a problem. So you need to think state to state, where ethanol is available, where bios, now the CNG, LNG, we are developing the network. The CNG is available. Already I have converted my own tractor on CNG. And now we can make bio LNG and bio CNG from biomass, from rice straw. It is also successfully implemented. So area to area, if you can give the option. Now I'm giving the example. The Maruti Suzuki is selling their car in Nagpur, but their waiting list 6 months for CNG cars. The demand is increased. I'm not talking theory. In Nagpur, we have CNG pump, we have first LNG pump, we are making bio CNG, we are using biodiesel, no problem. Even up to 30% there is no problem, up to 50% there is no problem, up to 100% there is no problem. But only one cooperation from the manufacturer, like you need that you have to change something in your air filter system. In the car automobile, the Bosch has got that filter. The company has given it, but I know who is the exact appropriate industry which can supply you. But you can find out that. That is not the problem. Second thing, converting the JCB on CNG, the company get good order from Russia. So it is to be benefited. We are not making any obligation on anybody. Now one of the truck company is now in position to they are making electric trucks. Now I am just giving you just 1 month before in our Agro Vision, I inaugurate a bus from Nagpur to Raipur, which is on by LNG. Now for LNG, you need convert a bus or truck into LNG 8 lakh rupees. And you will get your this cost back within 295 days, not even a year. If suppose you are spending 100 rupees on diesel, you have to spend 60 rupees same thing for in bio CNG and 40 rupees only on LNG. So this is the time that competitiveness is concerned. I am not talking about government, country, pollution, leave all this subject. I'm talking about to the industry that if you can make your machine with the CNG, LNG or biodiesel, or you 100%, it is to be a great economical advantage for the contractor. 100% they are going to use it. So it is a cost effective. So first of all, conversion of this air filter system, I feel that everyone should start some experiment in his own factory. You will get the result. ARI has already approved 30% adding of biodiesel. There is no problem. I am advocating for adding of 50%. Even you can make it to 100%. There is no problem. So this can be, and I am doing it. I am not only suggesting you to giving some speech to you. I am doing all this experiment in my own factory. Now the problem is there that availability of biodiesel, it is very difficult. Presently in Indian scenario, we are importing the edible oil. Our 65 to 70% edible oil we are importing. And we are making biodiesel from that livestock, particularly that is from the west of palm oil. And maximum this is available with the low cost only in Malaysia and Indonesia. So on the port side, there are biodiesel factories and they are importing this residue of palm oil, they are importing. Now this is one source. The other source is from Jatropha, Ratanjot, Moha, Sal, Karanj and Toli. These are the non-edible oil seed. But this is not a success story. Just 8 days before, some of the scientists give me the presentation. I am doing it 1 acre of Jatropha. They assuring 1 hectare of Jatropha. They are assuring me giving me 8 ton of diesel from that. So still the process, the people are making research on it. So economic viability by using biotechnology, increase the productivity of non-edible oil seed and by which we can get it. That can be possible, but still the things are moving. It is not a successful source to get the biodiesel. That is a problem. Then cooking oil. In India, our habits are in the hotel and restaurant. They are using the same oil again and again. But in European countries, once they use it, they throw it. So that is the reason that the cooking oil is available in the European countries and the foreign countries, the Western countries. But India, there is a problem. So now it is available negligibly. The third important source, which is very important, that I will invite you, all of you in Nagpur. I have just started the projects. Within a 2 month, we will get to see that we have in my distillery, we have 100 ton of carbon dioxide per day, carbon dioxide. And we are selling only 25% of that to for Coca-Cola and Pepsi are there using it, but we don't have the market for that. So now we have started one project that there will be we are making algae by using carbon dioxide into the wastewater. We have already constructed the cement concrete 1 feet height, big span there, and water will be there, and there will be one aerator, and by which the scientists are doing. I don't know whether it will be a successful experiment by making algae from that. And from algae, we can make biodiesel. That is to be one of the alternative. But still, this is not a success story. And for oilseed, even for edible oilseed, we are depending on Argentina, Malaysia, Indonesia. We don't have the edible oil. How it can be possible for India to availability of oilseed, oil, particularly edible oil for biodiesel? It is not going to happen. So my suggestion is ethanol is the available. We can make bio CNG or bio LNG, that can be available. Now we are working on a system, even in area. My idea is we in the particularly solid waste management and liquid waste management in municipal corporation area, we can convert that water into green hydrogen. Now just I have one scientist present me, and actually there is one factory in Bangalore. That is a startup, the USA, the Indian student, they are in USA. They have started their project in Bangalore, making electrolyzer. So now from the sewage water, by using electrolyzer, we need power. Power is the most important thing for making green hydrogen. So I suggest them we can make rooftop a shade on solar, and using windmill of 3 meter and 4 meter in Gujarat, 2-3 manufacturers are there. By a very small velocity, we can make the energy from the wind. So by which we will get the energy with the low cost, water will be the free of cost, and by electrolyzer, we can make green hydrogen. Now there are a lot of type: green hydrogen, black hydrogen, brown hydrogen, but we need only green hydrogen because otherwise it's of no use. But after making electrolyzer for green hydrogen, we need to take it to compress that, and there we need generator. Now I'm from last 4 years, I'm talking with the Kirloskar and other people. We have a lot of generators, and there is a small kit where that diesel generator can convert into bioethanol. The diesel is making pollution. All government towers, the telecommunication towers, having a diesel generator set. If we can convert into ethanol, it can be crores of rupees of saving for the government. And green fuel, ethanol, is a comparatively good fuel compared with the diesel. Pollution is less and cost is less. It is 60-62 rupees per liter, and diesel is 100 rupees per liter. So now the generator, there is in the green hydrogen, we need generator. So he suggests me that we can use the generator on diesel. No, you can make generator on bioethanol, because we want to make green hydrogen, and we can compress up to 600 bar or 800 bar it may be. I have just Toyota has given me a car. Car is with me. The car is on green hydrogen, and the Faridabad Indian Oil Company, they are giving me the green hydrogen for the car. Now some machinery they need. On 15th February, they assure me that they will give me, they can make the station for green hydrogen, and I will get that green hydrogen from them. Then I can start that car and I can use it in Delhi. That is on green hydrogen. So it can be possible. The problem is that our psychology is that when our machines are having good sale, we are not very much interested in any future research. Neither we want to change. When we are getting market anywhere for it, immediately argument is, sir, for the research we need more capital. I'm just telling you a commercial example that JCB, on my request, they make 50% CNG and diesel. They're getting good order from Russia. And if you can change it, you will get good orders. So it is not that we are making anything, make some obligation on anybody. It's economically viable. And that is the reason that you will get to market. In 1,000 crore road contract, our contract is spending 80 to 100 crore rupees on diesel. If there is a saving of 40 to 50 crore rupees, it can be a great thing. And it is also, there is a particularly pollution point of view, it is equally important. So my request is presently in the mining equipment, in the trucks, and in the equipment machinery, first of all, area to area, state to state, there are different situations are there. In Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, ethanol is available. In my own house in Delhi, here, we have one patti on ethanol. At the night it is started. There is no smell, nothing is there. It's a clean. I'm enjoying in the winter area in Delhi. I have got it. So I feel that my request is, first of all, by changing that filter, air filter, you can use of biodiesel at least by 50%. But let us, standards are fixed up for that way. If you come to me from my ministry, I will take the initiative. I will fix up the standards for construction equipment also. And it can be a great achievement as far as you will get more export orders and our contractor saving will be more and the country's contribution will be great, that we will have a less pollution. So this is what I am talking is totally economically viable activity. You leave it about country and the society. You think about your business, earn more money. What I am giving you, you will get more turnover and good profits. So presently only you have to change your mindset from diesel to alternative fuels. Somewhere you can go for electricity, somewhere you can go for methanol. If you want to go, you can go for ethanol. If you want to go for LNG, CNG, now the government has already started the policy in every district. The CNG, LNG will be available by pipeline. So cost will be less as compared with diesel and petrol. So my suggestion is on this line, you can think about it. In the area now, in my area, we have paddy in Chandrapur and Bandara and Gadchiroli district and Gondia and Bandara in Nagpur. So the rice straw is available. We have just completed a big dam, Bosi Khurd. And we are going to increase the capacity of paddy by 6 lakh hectares. So we are now planning to, then the rice straw will be available. And my idea is to make a bio LNG plant, bio CNG plant. And we can get the bio LNG, transport of CNG is very difficult. So transport of bio LNG is possible. So LNG and bio LNG, that actually bio CNG, the tax percentage is very less. And even if the diesel, there is some tax, you can get a moderate for that. So my suggestion is these are all economically viable activities. This is win-win situation for manufacturers, win-win situation for the consumers, win-win situation for the society, win-win situation for the government, win-win situation for the country. That we can save because our import bill is very high. Presently it is 8 lakh crore. And next 5 years, if we can go in the same way, it can go up to 25 lakh crores from our economy. So this is the time that people like you who can make more research. And it's a very, very preliminary question to all of you. If the same capacity of diesel engine, if we can make a petrol engine, is it not possible? And if the same petrol engine to make it flex engine, is it not possible? All over the world it is going on. It's not a big technology and big science is there. So my suggestion is now the green hydrogen is also the fuel which is coming. Now one of the manufacturing company is giving now electric trucks. Now electric buses are very popular. Now the requirement of electric buses everywhere in Bangalore, Pune, Delhi, everywhere, the transport, city transport, they are taking electric buses. Now one of the company from Visakhapatnam, they are making luxury buses, just like Volvo and Scania on electric. In Nagpur, where we are from last 2 years, we have an electric bus. And we are giving free of charge this bus to senior citizens for their going to some religious places, and we are giving bus to them. The charging is somewhere is a problem, but we can resolve that. So my suggestion is, it is not a big task. It can be possible. And but one thing which I am giving you my special best wishes to all of you, that you are taking initiative in this thing. It is really a good thing. And I'm not talking as a minister. I'm making ethanol. I am starting to making of green hydrogen. I am using 1 lakh liter, up to 1 lakh liter of biodiesel per day. So I am nothing talking about just like a politician that talking to the people. Everything, the proven experiment is with me. My car in Nagpur is electric. Now we have converted 200 buses in Nagpur from diesel to CNG. We have converted 30 trucks from diesel to LNG. Now, because of some financial constraint, it was not possible for me to make all this experiment. So I take a partner, Mr. Nurani, minister from Karnataka, Hirani, no? What is that? Hirani, his son is with me. And now we have just starting the making 12 ton of bio LNG per day from rice straw. So in Bhandara district, we have already started the factory, started the work, and we will within 6 months, we will start that production of bio LNG. And bio LNG easily we can convert into bio CNG, and we can use it for tractor, for truck, auto rickshaw, for truck, for the buses. The LNG is a fuel for long term. Now this brother of Mr. Prashant Ruya in Hajiara, he has just manufactured one truck with the Fiat engine on 100% bio, 100% on LNG. And in next 2-3 days, probably in the week, he is taking that truck to Nagpur to show me. All clearances are there. And the truck can run up to 1600 kilometer with one LNG. If he can take it, he can go up to 1600 kilometer. And the cost is so less that if 100% of diesel in place of that, you have to only use 35 to 40 rupees on LNG. So this is the saving is there. And when you can take it, change the fuel, and it going to save the cost, people will take your machines. I feel that it is really a win-win situation. First of all, I am giving my special thanks to all of you for taking initiative in it. It is in the national interest. It is in the social interest. Our policy is import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. And I am fully confident that you will get more orders from abroad. Your export will be increased. So you take it 100% as a success story and go ahead. The future is related with it. Diesel is a hazardous fuel, and day by day people will not use diesel and petrol. So this is the time that the people like you can change the scenario in the country. I am really happy that you are taking initiative. Anywhere, any type of help, any type of support, any type of thing you feel that the government can take it and change it, we can do it. But these are the popular demand to get more concession in GST and other things. You are absolutely, we can go to the finance minister. But presently, without concession in GST, still the diesel rate and the biodiesel rate, the margin is 22 rupees, 20 rupees per liter. So in anywhere you go into the market, the caloric value is same. Immediately people, I am saving money, I am getting profits from that by using biodiesel. That's the reason no one is coming to tell me, I am using it. So my suggestion is, lot of people has already started to using biodiesel. By one of the contractor, my friend, he already purchased 1 lakh liter of biodiesel. I initiate them and I have a discussion with the manufacturer. I fix up the rate with him and now he's taking that. So there is no problem about it. So this is the time that proactively, if you can take the interest in it, it can be a great thing for the sector, great thing for the people, great thing for the country, great thing for the particularly contractor. They will save the cost because the diesel cost is very high. So I'm really happy. I'm aware that the main challenge is high delivery of power, and 100% I am confident that I'm sure that the consistent efforts in this area, along with adoption of best global practices to improve the engine efficiency, will help the industry to achieve this milestone. The government of India is already taking multiple initiatives such as ethanol and all the things which are already I am telling you, and I feel that 100% it is a win-win situation for all. I will request to all of you, anywhere in the practical level, if you are facing any problem, please give me the problems to me, and from the ministry I will try to resolve that problem. Once again, I'm giving my thanks to all of you for taking initiative. It is a good start, and I'm really happy that you are taking initiative in it. I'm giving my special best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your very encouraging words. As you said, it is the future of the industry is to be ready for multiple flexible, different alternative fuels so that we can reduce the import bill. And we as an industry take that inspiration. And as you said, it is about mindset change. And this summit was also about trying to bring that mindset change among our own industry and our stakeholders like the suppliers of biofuels as well as our end user customers. So we take inspiration from your words. We will convert this into real action that we need to do to increase the usage of it. As you mentioned, sir, many of our clients are also using, in fact, as you said, a B100 level on some machines, and they've successfully used it. But we need to make it a practical and a regular method so that the continuous and consistent demand is there. With this, I would like to invite Vivekanand, our Vice President of ICEMA, to give a short vote of thanks to all of the participants and to you, Gadkari ji. Over to you, Vivekanand.
Thank you. Here we come to the of this kind biodiesel summit. It won't be appropriate for me to say that this is an end. This summit actually marks a new beginning for the industry to embark on our journey to realize the vision of net zero emissions. I would like to thank Honorable Minister Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji for being the source of inspiration to direct us to come out to the thought leadership for the industry as we build India's tomorrow. Some of the key points which we took from your today's session is ICEMA is committed to support India's vision of creating a livable and a sustainable society, which is our PM's vision. Diesel definitely we believe is the primary source of pollution, so we are committed to think of an alternate fuel. And you also talked about when it comes to alternate fuel, explore higher blend, flex fuel options, CNG, LNG, and green hydrogen to enhance the cost economics. Definitely we will work on it. And thanks for your ongoing guidance, sir, to ICEMA, which will help us to not only set aspirations, but also innovate solutions towards realizing the same. ICEMA wants to be known for building India's tomorrow. As we do that, we want to do that sustainably while having an eye on the net zero emissions. Biodiesel is the first step in the right direction towards the same. Definitely, it's not the end, it's just the beginning. And as we continue to embrace alternate fuels, we have a strong conviction it is not only good for the environment, but also good for the country, good for the economy, and good for the industry, which helps build India's tomorrow. We recognize it's definitely a long journey, and this is just a beginning. And as a logical next step, the chairman of ExCon, Mr. Deepak Shetty, and co-chairman of ExCon, Mr. Dimitrov, has already constituted an alternate fuel task force, which would work alongside ExCon, which would actually take this recommendation and then evolve a roadmap on what the logical next step towards implementation are likely to be. In this edition of ExCon, as Dimitrov mentioned, we do want industry to showcase the biodiesel powered machines, which is a logical first step in the right direction. And we would definitely humbly request you to flag off those machines during the event, sir. And I would strongly encourage that all of the working group continues to actively engage till ExCon, which is due May this year. Thanks once again to Honorable Minister Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji for guiding us and leading us in this journey towards net zero emissions. And we are highly indebted to your guidance and coaching and mentoring. With this, I would like to thank our eminent speakers, guest speakers who joined for our opening session, and the Government of India, especially Marth and MHI, who has been really guiding us and supporting us, and the delegates who are part of this session, Knowledge Partner BCG and sponsors and industry association partners and institutional partners and ICEMA secretariats, and conclude the summit, which marks the beginning of the future of fuels for the construction equipment. Thank you, sir.